Hey, welcome to the Weekly Wave. Just as a heads up, this video will be geared mainly towards men as opposed to women, but the advice can be applied to both. I try to stay gender neutral on this channel as best as I can, but it just so happens that the topics that I'm going to discuss are mainly for men in today's society, but like I said, can be applied to both. So let's get into it. You ever scroll through your feed and feel like the whole world's playing a game you really didn't sign up for? Like suddenly everyone's wearing sunglasses the size of dinner plates, drinking gut-healthy soda, whatever that is, and pretending their life is a constant aesthetic highlight reel set to some form of indie music. Meanwhile, you're just trying to drink your coffee in peace and not spiral into an identity crisis before 10 a.m. Let me tell you something straight up. You don't have to chase every trend. In fact, you really shouldn't. Let everyone else lose their minds trying to be relevant. You build something that lasts. You build character, discipline, identity, the real stuff. This video is going to be about being a person who chooses themselves over the herd. Because the herd, they don't know where they're going half the time. They don't know who they're following. And they definitely don't care if you get trampled in the process. So let's start with the psychology. Trends feed off insecurity. So first, the brain. Trends are engineered, to tap into a deep, primal part of you that wants to fit in. Thousands of years ago, if you were the guy doing your own thing in the tribe, painting your own cave walls, hunting solo, refusing to dance around the fire like everyone else, you probably got left behind when the wolves came. But today, that instinct gets hijacked. Algorithms prey on it. Your feed is a war zone of suggestion. What to wear, how to talk, what workouts cool now, what mindset is hot this week. And if you're not aware of it, you'll start molding yourself into something that the internet made up. You'll forget who you are in the pursuit of who you're supposed to be. And that's a really dangerous game to play. So I don't really like to get philosophical, but, we're going to talk about Play-Doh. Yes, we're quoting Play-Doh in a video about TikTok trends, but stay with me. Once said that unexamined life is not worth living. So, if you're just absorbing the culture around you without questioning it, is it your life you're living? Or just a borrowed copy with a trendy filter on it? You don't have to be anti-trend, so to speak. You can participate, but don't let trends replace your thoughts. Don't trade introspection for imitation. Trends want your money, your attention, and your soul. Here's a secret no influencer will really tell you. Trends exist to sell, not to help you, not to inspire you, or find yourself, to sell. Most of what's trending isn't wisdom. It's marketing. It's a gimmick in disguise. And the second it's no longer profitable, it's dropped like yesterday's protein shake. Let me ask you this. How much money have people wasted chasing aesthetics they don't even like? You bought the shoes, the skincare routine, the supplements, all the courses, all because it was in, not because it was you. Meanwhile, the person who ignored all that noise, he was vesting in himself, quietly, relentlessly. He was reading, he was building skills, he was stacking wins, not followers. Trends want to rent your identity, but real men, they own it. Trends make you forget that you're already enough. You ever notice how trends create this weird anxiety that you're always behind? One week you're feeling good, you got your life in order, your gym's consistent, you're on top of your game. Then boom, the algorithm says, oh hey, now we're all cold plunging and microdosing lion's mane mushrooms while journaling in cursive. You didn't know that? Suddenly, you're questioning if your whole routine is just garbage. Nah, that's not growth. That's bait. Here's the truth. It might sting a little. If you don't know who you are, trends will give you a personality and charge you for it. So before you subscribe to the next lifestyle fad, ask yourself, is this adding to who I am? Or is it distracting me from who I'm supposed to be? That's when you'll be able to decide. The person who ignores the trends builds authentic power. Now, listen, I don't want to sound like a misogynist here, but let's flip the script really fast. Imagine a man who doesn't care what's trending. He doesn't flinch when people laugh at his outdated phone or his old shoes or his basic apartment. His silence on whatever fake outrage is trending today. He's focused. He reads. He trains. He builds his wealth, but quietly. He talks less and watches more. He's not reactive. He's deliberate. You think that man is weak? No. That man's actually kind of dangerous because if his validation doesn't come from an external source or noise. It comes from within himself. The man who ignores trends isn't outdated. He's timeless. Real masculinity isn't trendy, and it never really will be. I'm going to talk about something really unpopular. Real masculinity isn't necessarily marketable. It's not flashy, it's not aesthetic, and it certainly doesn't fit into a TikTok or a 30-second YouTube short. Because it's built on things that don't trend. Accountability, discipline, delayed gratification, respect, just straight up grit. You can't influence that. You have to earn it. And yeah, it's a lot slower. It's a lot lonelier sometimes. But in the long run, it's bulletproof. So you want to be uncommon, right? Then stop copying everyone. Everyone says they want to be different, special. But most people are just better at imitation than the next person. Listen, standing out isn't about having louder opinions or wearing outlandish or wild outfits or calling yourself an alpha 17 times before breakfast. Standing out means being someone people can't figure out. Someone whose values don't shift with trends. Someone whose word actually means something. Someone who's rooted. If you're constantly chasing what's next, you'll never become who you're meant to be. Leadership starts with self-direction. You want to lead others one day? A family, a business, a team, maybe even have a legacy? Then start here. You have to lead yourself first. And that means resisting the temptation to outsource your choices. Trends make it easy to be passive, easy to follow, easy to mimic. But leadership is built in the quiet, slow, boring moments. It's doing what matters even when no one else is watching or frankly, no one else cares. Especially when no one else is watching. So, what's the gym of the mind? You're going to have to train your identity here a little bit. Let me leave you with a visual. Imagine your identity like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. But every time you bend to fit it in a trend you don't believe in, you tear that muscle. But in a bad way. You weaken it. Eventually, you're not lifting your own thoughts anymore. You're just lifting borrowed ones. So train your mind. Form your own opinions. Make choices rooted in what you believe in. Not what's popular and not what's viral. What you believe. That's how real men are made. So, look. Let the other people chase clout. Let them argue over trends, over aesthetics, over really who's winning online. You, on the other hand, you stay grounded. Build yourself up slowly. Keep your edge. And most importantly, stay focused. Because while the herd is running in circles, not really knowing who they're following, the man who knows himself is building something none of them can compete with. A life that doesn't need to be trendy because it's meaningful. That's what lasts. That's what matters. And that's what makes you dangerous in the best possible way. So ignore all the noise. Stand firm in what you believe in. And be proud to be uncommon. And keep walking your own path. Remember, men of substance don't need trends to validate them. They validate themselves every damn day. Remember, I've always got your back. Let's keep building. Thank you so much for listening.